Alright Pistons fans, so in today's video, we need to talk about last night's game against the Atlanta Hawks. And as predicted, the Pistons are starting out 0-3. I predict us to go 0-4. We're going to lose our next game as well. That's what I currently believe. And the reason why is that we're going up against tough opponents, man. The Atlanta Hawks, last few games, the Chicago Bulls, straight playoff teams. Hawks just made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I envision a few years from now, the Pistons will be similar to a team just like the Hawks, man. The amount of shooting and defense that they have on the team, the rotation between the bigs that they have. The Atlanta Hawks are just a very solid basketball team, and I hope that a few years from now, the Pistons will be just like them. So I'm not upset at losing these basketball games because it's predicted. The Pistons are a young, rebuilding, developing team, whereas we're going up against teams like the Hawks and the Bulls, who are legit playoff teams. So let's get into this ball game. I'm gonna start with Kelly Olynyk, man. Kelly Olynyk, I believe it was the first half, had 19 points. But that first quarter, man, Kelly Olynyk got to it right and early, hit multiple three-pointers. He was being aggressive, attacking to the hole. So far in the first 3 games of the regular season, I really like the signing and the pickup of Kelly Olynyk. I just can't wait till he gets to play with someone like Cade Cunningham. And once Killian Hayes develops that confidence even more, we're going to talk about Killian Hayes in a few minutes from now. But once Killian develops that confidence, once we get Cade Cunningham back with Kelly Olynyk playing the way that he did tonight, we have some bright games ahead of us in the future, because Kelly Olynyk was playing like a legit point forward tonight, which is weird to say because he's a center, but he really did look like a point forward out there. He's extremely quick, extremely mobile, just aggressive, and he legit looks like a forward out there. So solid game out of Kelly Olynyk. The only thing is that during that third and that fourth quarter, well, towards the end of the third quarter and then in the fourth quarter, we didn't see much of Kelly Olynyk at all. And I guess I do agree with Casey on this one. Even though Kelly Olynyk had the hot hand, we were obviously losing this basketball game. And he wanted to try out the young guys, such as Garza, such as Saban. I don't really understand why Magruder got in the game over someone like Killian Hayes. But we'll talk about Casey later in this video. Let's move to Killian Hayes. So Killian had a solid ball game. I believe that this is one of, if not his best game so far in his entire career. I know last year he had one game where he had over 20 points and a bunch of assists and rebounds. So this is probably like his second or just one of his best games. One of the best games out of Killian so far in his career. He was aggressive tonight. He was looking confident. It was great to see, after he hit his first shot, he just went back to it and back to it and back to it. Started pulling up for three-pointers, started attacking the hole. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys with Killian Hayes. Right now, he's an extremely young player. No confidence at all to him, okay? Most nights, he is not gonna look like this right now. He has little to no confidence. But once he builds this up as he gets older and matures more and gets to develop chemistry with this team, I'm expecting to see this type of Killian Hayes tonight. Someone who will play good defense, someone who will play make for us, someone who will rebound the basketball, and as well can have some nights here and there where he could put up 12, 13, 14 points or even more. So yes, I'm going to continue to be patient with Killian Hayes, but what I seen tonight was very pleasing to watch. Killian Hayes played really well. He could have had more points if Dwayne Casey would have played him more in this ball game. I don't really understand why he decided to go with Corey Joseph over Killian, because so far in these 3 games, I like Corey Joseph as a veteran, but in these 3 games, he has not played well. He hasn't had a good game since the preseason. Corey has just not been performing recently, so I would have loved to see more of Killian, take away Corey Joseph's minutes, or even you could have gave those minutes to Saban Lee or took away Magruder's minutes and gave more minutes to Killian. I don't really understand why we didn't see Killian Hayes get minutes in the fourth quarter, especially when he's having one of the best games in his short career. I don't really understand that, Coach Casey. So let's move on to Luka Garza. I'll speak on him quickly. With 3 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first quarter, the Pistons actually checked in Luka Garza, and I was shocked to see that. I was not expecting to see Garza. At the most, I would say in garbage time, I was thinking to see him, but to see him get in late in that first quarter was really cool. He didn't get to do much. He didn't get the ball that often, but he did score 1 point, so that was cool to see. And I am expecting now, after this, I'm expecting to see more of Garza in the future, because he actually got in a few times this game. So right now he hasn't been given much opportunity, but he will be given more opportunity in the future, more of a chance to prove himself, and I'm excited to see more of Luka Garza. I believe he has massive potential on the Pistons. Josh Jackson tonight had a really solid ball game. The shooting from him, he began to quiet down, towards that third and the fourth quarter, but during the entire first half, that's when Josh Jackson was really putting it on the Atlanta Hawks. I'm really liking his play right now. He is far above, so far, Hamidou Diallo. In this season, his shot is on right now. He's being aggressive. He's looking solid on defense. So far, Josh Jackson is looking really good. Let's talk about Saddiq Bey tonight. Saddiq Bey is still, kind of struggling to find his shot a bit. I don't have the numbers in front of me, so I could be wrong, but it's looking like, to me, he's not really being necessarily efficient right now, but he's still scoring the ball. Had another 20-plus point ball game. And Saddiq is just nice, man. Saddiq just adds to his game constantly. I love that he has this move now where he drops to the hole and then does this spin move, and it works every time where he gets his defenders off of him and they don't know what to do. He just adds these types of things to his bag, operating out of the post, constantly attacking to the hole, drawing fouls. Right now, he may not be the most efficient hitting his three-pointer, but I'm just liking the aggressiveness right now of Saddiq Bey, and I believe he has massive potential. I remember I was saying borderline all-star, but he might end up being, legit all-star one day if he can continue to develop right and get right with Killian and Cade and just build chemistry with this team. Saddiq Bey is really, really solid, massive potential out of him. And then the last positive point that I will mention about the Pistons tonight is that we forced a lot of turnovers in the first half early in the game, but then unfortunately, we slipped a little bit, and then the roles kind of reversed where we started turning the ball over, and then the Hawks, they kept the ball. Now let's move on to the negatives. The main negatives for me this game was our bench. Corey Joseph, Hamidou Diallo. Not much from those guys tonight at all. Hamidou Diallo has not had a good start to his regular season this year. Corey Joseph as well has not had a good start. I could talk about Frank Jackson as well. He hasn't looked good on defense. He's been put on Trae Young. He struggled against him in a few games against the Bulls where he had to guard Zach LaVine. He struggled against him as well. I really like Frank Jackson, but right now he's struggling. He's not really knocking down his three-pointers at all. I still believe in him, but it's a rough start for him and Diallo and Corey. Isaiah Stewart, he was looking solid at the beginning of the basketball game, but then he began to quiet down a bit. Again, Isaiah Stewart doesn't really have much help in terms of rebounding or defense, in terms of, being a big man and in the paint. That's why he's kind of struggling at the moment. Not necessarily struggling, but he's playing about average right now. And lastly, I want to talk about Trey Lyles. I really do like him as a player, man. Just a solid guy who could hit a few three-pointers here and there. He can score every now and then. Didn't do much tonight, but just in general, I like him as a backup power forward as we wait for someone like Chris Smith to develop. I really do like Trey Lyles. So Pistons fans, we obviously lost this basketball game, but there are some positives to take from this. Killian Hayes and Saddiq Bey in particular. Really did enjoy this basketball game. Kelly Olynyk as well. Really did enjoy this basketball game though, even with the loss. This is the type of things that I would like to see because we're going up against playoff teams. Just go out there and put in the effort, even if we're going to take the L. So Pistons fans, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Thank y'all for 3K, and I'm out.